Hello. Okay, so I need to figure out a better angle. Hopefully you can see things from there. Let's see. Let's move this up just a little bit. Can you see? I don't know. Can you see? You can see the table, but not me. Okay, so I'm on here live a little bit. And I don't know if anybody's going to be coming on. But sometimes Facebook lets me see what's happening and sometimes they don't. So anyway. Now, I had a problem with the cutting board in that my table is not level. I need a special type of curing table that can self-level. Yeah, I found one. I saw one and I thought, ooh, that would have been perfect if I'd had that for this cutting board, because then I could make sure the surface was level and that this is full right here on the end, the handle. And up all the way to the top, and actually a little bit more. I took it out so I can fix it, which was a big giant mistake. And because this is loose, and if I cover this with white, using the epoxy resin, it's going to seep below into here where I don't want it to go. So I'm going to first start with UV resin. Yeah, I'm still going to fill it with the epoxy, but I'm going to start with UV resin. I'm going to use my little UV light, and I'm going to fill this area with white. I'm going to put white onto this area, and then top it off to make sure it's fully finished with the clear resin. Maybe mix a little bit of no, I'm not going to put glitter in it. Just white. No, I won't do the white. The clear. I'm getting confusing here. So I'm gonna mix white into this UV resin. I need to, this lasts me a long time. You can make jewelry with this UV resin. Let's see. I keep checking to see if I have anybody that is watching, or I need more. I'm going to take this off. Ooh. There we go. I think that's good. Now, I got a stick to stir with, and this, if I had leftover clear, which I might, because you know it's halfway it's filled there. So when I have leftover, I'm going to finish filling the dinosaur, but I'm going to put some pink glitter into the clear for the bottom of the dinosaur. I thought that would be cute, pink. I use this as my scoop into there. Maybe a little bit more. That should be good. Yeah, I already have a wipey out to clean my hands off. And there we go. This is cleaned off now. And I'm gonna get my stick. I'm not putting the gloves on for the UV resin. I don't know if I should, but I'm now stirring the UV resin up really good. Now, I probably have some UV resin that's already white, but it might take the whole bottle, so I didn't want to do that. So I just want to give it a little bit of opaqueness on here, and I'm going to go ahead and spread it out. I don't know if I should have. I don't have a brush that would work good with this. That'll be covered after I get this on there. It'll give it a little bit of opaqueness. I might have to do another bit of the UV resin. I don't know. I'm not going to turn the light on until I have it ready to go. I think I need more. Start with a little bit and then add. Okay, gonna put that right there and open this up again and do some more UV resin. And I might have come a few minutes early. I'm sorry about that. When July comes, I'll probably order me some more UV resin. And I wish they had white in this size. But the colored ones I can only find in smaller quantities. Let's see if I can just dump some of this in there rather than spooning it. I might call that enough. And get this off my hand, powder of that. But anyway, I didn't mean to shake my table, but I don't know if this camera stand, it's a selfie stick. Actually, is what I'm using, a selfie stick. Just stir and stir. I hope I haven't added too much of the white. I hope it doesn't compromise the UV resin. I think you can use too much colorant at times for resin, and too much might just make it hard to set. But this is UV resin, it sets with light, so I would know right away if I did a oops. I probably need to do a little more UV resin to fix it. Now, let's see. That poured a lot better. Bring this to the edge. Move that back until I get this ready for it. Hopefully this won't creep into areas where it shouldn't. I'm going to use the pokey part of my stick to cover this a little better. Okay, that is looking really good. I got that clean. I need to get that little area where it dropped the drip. And now, there we go. Now, 5 minutes. Let's see, what time is it? I can't see. With my vision, it's hard to see the time. So I'll just need to wait till it goes off. In the meantime, I'm going to set this aside to throw away and get me another wipey. I brought my bag of wipies over here. And so anyway, when I pour the layer of, I might take this 10 minutes, might do another 5, and then go ahead and see if I can do it from upside down. I'll test it to see if it feels good. If it's not tacky on top, I'll do 5 minutes from under. And because this one's already filled, there's just some edges on this. See, this is just too loose. So I have to do the clear. That way it'll have you can see through the ocean. That's the only thing. I think this is not going to be a problem. But next time I'm not going to try to do it upside down to the top, because I think that I just need to work from this end up and put the opaque one on the bottom. First. Do a layer of resin tinted white on when I first start out. That might work better. I don't know. This is totally covered right here, that shell. It's totally covered. The dolphin, you know, the shell that you can see from you'll be able to see this shell from both sides now, because I'm not going to do the opaqueness that I would have normally. But anyway, doing this UV resin like this. Now, my great niece Natalie decided she was going to try to paint on my plastic tablecloth. So, but anyway, I don't think I have very much left for it to feel, and then once I leave it for several days and it's finished, and I'll open it online, do a unmolding of both of these, both of the dinosaur and that, and I'll show you what I'll need to be doing with the cleanup for the eye. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm checking this out, and I have some cleanup already that I can do right there where I spilt some of the last, I don't know, it got some spilt on the side. But this mold definitely will need cleaning. But using a combination of UV resin and epoxy is working out really great for me. But next time I put an eye in there, I have to make sure both eyes are held in place really good by the UV resin, and not leave any room for it to be open to having the epoxy resin come underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on. Well, maybe not. Don't know how long it's going to take. 5 minutes, it'll cut off automatically. I need to be able to feel the resin to see if it's set enough. Let that set. Put the light into there and reuse the cup for something later, or pull that that resin out of there. So anyway, let's see. I'm looking at the screen to see if there's anybody coming online. I don't see anybody yet. I don't know if Facebook is going to let me see when people come online. They weren't letting me see the comments. And camera's up high out of my reach. So it would not be easy for me to make a comment, test that theory. But anyway, I just got to build my audience, and I'm in a private group here, so I'll put this on YouTube too. But I'm filming it when I'm on. There we go. Yeah, that was okay. It's going to come through here this way. 5 more minutes. Get it from under. Let the light shine through the transparent areas. I wonder if I should just go ahead and take that off. Do it that way. Since it's clear and it might leak below anyway, it won't matter. So. And some of that UV resin came below. It came to the edge. It's sticky tacky because it wasn't set all the way yet. It needed more time. But I need to get this peeled off of there before I can't fix it. That's what I thought would happen, that it would seep below. And the UV resin seeped below, but it would have been worse with the epoxy resin because it would be set before I could fix it. And this sets so quickly, it's easy to correct it quickly. This tool comes in handy. So this is my first time making a cutting board. And I'm new to doing resin. So it's a learning curve for me. And if you want it to make it a learning curve for you too, then you can. Because you can learn with me. You can learn in advance. What not to do. Next time, well, that fish was really good, that first fish. Some of these I wanted to be further in distance. The dolphin's showing pretty good. The turtle will show pretty good. The other whales, the other things they're not supposed to be really close to you. They're supposed to be deeper in deeper in there. The bubbles are not showing the way I thought they would. That one lost its color. So anyway, when this goes off, I'm going to give it 5 more minutes just to be sure it's set. So anyway, now we had pet sat and then baby sat, and I had to rest yesterday after all that pet sitting and babysitting. I had to rest. I really, really had to rest. I was very tired. But good news is that I had my doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and my A1C has started going back down. When I had, before I had my cataract surgery in November, I had gotten my A1C down to 6.9 or 6. It was like 6.8, then 6.9. And then I had my cataract surgery and it went up to 7.3. So it's going back down, it's 7.2, which is all still really good. They changed from putting iodine in my eyes to sanitize them before they put the shot in it, to something else. And I don't know if that other something else has steroids in it or not, but I guess it might not be as bad. But I do know that it doesn't doesn't make my eyes tear up nearly as much, but my eyes are still very sensitive to light while they're healing from the shot. And the shot is to strengthen the veins in my eyes so that I don't have another hemorrhage, and to hopefully reduce the floaters. But the floaters really haven't reduced very much. Now I've got my hair up so I can't get it in there, because I know I have long hair, ponytail, and I like my long hair because my hair is very, very thin. And so anyway, I put it in, clipped it so it couldn't fall. There we go with that. Now we're going to turn it back around, and to be on the safe side, 5 more minutes. Let's just do this. That's what I like about this thing. You can move it around maybe a little bit taller. You can move it around. It feels just not very much, but still a tiny bit tacky. Very little tacky. So anyway, little cup. See if I can get this stuff out of this and reuse this if I have it set enough. Not right now. Gotta clean this pointy thing off. I've used pliers in the past when I got resin on it to where I can't get it off. I use my pliers to scrape it off. I bought it for the pointy end, but I like the curvy end just as much. Put that right there. I got that measured. And so anyway, let's check to see. I still don't see anybody on there, nor do I see any comments. So if you're watching and it's not, and I don't know about it, just make a comment and I'll reply after if it don't show it to me, or maybe it'll show it to me. Maybe it'll show me you're online, but it's not really showing me if there's anybody online and watching. Facebook is tricky. This is on my cell phone, so. This is not my laptop. I'm now using the selfie stick with my cell phone. I had it fully charged before starting. So it's not because it's not charged. Yes, I made sure it's fully charged. I'm going to probably work on some watercolor paintings after this. Give the resin a little bit of a rest. Now, I'm wanting to make some sourdough bread. That's a longer process. It's like, I wish I had video editing software that on the Chromebook, but I don't. I don't have a computer where I could upload the videos and combine them into one when I do it, have it over several days. So that much I don't have. This might be, no, this needs more light. That just needs to sit there. Let's move it up a little bit. There we go. See, this is really loose there. So I'm going to pour it over this. And then I'll have edges to clean up later. After I unmold it for the final time. There'll be edges to clean up. I'm suspecting the resin I pour in here might just sink below instead of being on, but at least it'll give a little coat of the epoxy resin on there, and finish with this UV resin. So, and I will move this out of the way before I pour this final bit, and I'll rotate this thing here so that it will be doing better. In fact, I might as well rotate it already. Rotate both. Maybe it needs that way. Maybe I need something not really flat. Okay, I don't know how many more minutes it will be before this goes off. Not very many, I guess. Okay, so now we are done with that. I always charge it after I use it so that when I need it, it's ready. Okay, now time to glove up. I don't glove up because I can tell when something's tacky easier with my finger. And I haven't worried about the gloves for the UV resin. I don't know if that's a mistake. Okay, let's see. Hardener and just the regular resin. Okay, now I've got this marked already. So I'm going to pour it until it gets up to that mark. I think it's at the mark. Fresh swipey. At the mark. I am going to use this, but I'm not going to use it for what you think. Well, I don't want the light to be in the way. It's out of your sight. It's right off screen. I'm using it as a timer. Okay, now for the hardener. That was the cleanup from this thing. And get it up here. A little bit more. There we go. Okay, now, timer on, 5 minutes to stir. Very slowly. And now that I've stirred a little bit, it is looking opaque, and I can tell that it is not all the way mixed yet, because it'll go from clear to opaque and back to clear when it's finally mixed in really good. Just don't forget to scrape the sides. Go scrape it in a figure 8. I know I said V8 the last time. Figure 8. Go across, back, around, that kind of stuff. You know, basically go around the edge, through the middle, around the edge, and through the middle, that kind of stuff, while you scrape the sides and the bottom. And then you can go in up and down motions too, to stir it really good, and to make sure that it's fully incorporated. But I'm doing this for 5 minutes, and I'm letting that light be my timer. It doesn't show me a time, but when it goes off, I'll know it's this is stirred long enough. Then maybe I'll have to let it sit for another 5 minutes. Some people pour it after it starts to warm up. I'll have to test that with the colors. Let them warm, get them mixed and let them sit and start warming up before I pour it. See if that makes a difference in how the colors mix. That's a thing to test. Because I am new to resin making, and I guess being patient is one thing that might help with doing resin, is patience. And I am not always a patient person, except for when it comes to my watercolor. And then you're forced to be patient with watercolor. Even with color pencil drawings, you need to be patient. You also need to have a good light source. Today is kind of cloudy. Mom had the lawn mowed and trimmed, and there was a black walnut tree growing in the middle of my hydrangea bush. I asked her to have them remove it, and they did. And they were trimming other bushes in the other part of the yard, and they found a bird's nest. Mom said it was a very tall bird's nest. It looked like it was a couple of seasons worth of bird's nest. But they found a bird's nest. Empty bird's nest, but bird's nest. And so now she has a bird's nest that she's going to do something with. I don't know what she's going to do with it. But it's a bird's nest. And it even had found somebody's trash, plastic baggie. Part of a plastic baggie was incorporated into all the twigs of the bird nest. What are we coming to? Having trash get into a bird's nest. I guess that would keep the bird nest warm. The bird thought it was small enough to blend into her nest. On the outer part of the mouth. I think that they use mud too And my light is still on, so I am still stirring. It is starting to look a little clear. It is starting to look full of bubbles, even though I'm going very slow. And I'm not using a wooden stick to incorporate more bubbles than what, but even with a silicone stick, you're going to get bubbles. Sometimes letting it sit will help remove bubbles, and spraying it with alcohol will help remove bubbles. And once you have it poured, and or putting flame on it. But I tried to use rubbing alcohol to get this thing to stick back in, since I had removed it from the mold to fix the handle there that had filled over top of the hole. And because of that, I really had made a mistake, and then I put rubbing alcohol hoping it would stick it, and it didn't. So, and there, my time is up. And now we're going to time it again. Let it sit there for 5 minutes. And let this drain down. This is the epoxy. This will be easier to clean off. It won't get stuck on there because of the light. Because the epoxy works with time and not light. I like using both kinds. I need to find more ways to make jewelry. My niece was interested in me making jewelry. I'm going to get one of the others to wipe it down before I wipe it down further. Wipe it off. It'll be easier to, if I wipe it off, I won't have to worry about peeling it off after. But it's good to have a silicone stick. I need to look to see if they have larger cups to blend with if I'm doing a bigger project. But I think I'll stick my projects to where I only need that size of a cup. Mostly because I don't want to do too much. While this is waiting, I'll just go and get these edges of this off. Because this is helping remove some of the bubbles just as it's sitting there. Drop that. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, where it leaked, where the white leaked. I didn't think, I knew it would leak, but because it's epoxy resin, UV resin, I knew that it wouldn't have time to leak all the way down under too badly. There we go, got that off. Well, I don't think I'm going to get all of that off, but that's okay. Not going to worry about it. That'll be the side. I wonder if this is dry enough yet. It might be. Might be in there permanently. Oh well, I'll just throw the cup away. I don't have my little trash can close enough to me right now. It's not close enough. And my pinky keeps getting stuck. So anyway, now it's still going strong. My nose. Allergies all year round. Now, I need ideas for my sketchbook. I might have to take some of my ideas from my sketchbook and draw more of them into a maybe 11 by 14 draw watercolor pad to paint the bearded irises from this year that I got pictures of, because I have pictures in that journal that I showed on here. The 2025 just had one bloom, which is what I drew, but at the time I drew the others, the blooms were still coming, and so I drew the blooms coming, as in to show that there was more coming this year. I did not have room to draw all 6 stalks, so I'm gonna have to get a drawing pad and figure out where I want to put the bearded iris across the whole thing, and or I might have another idea, or get the the bigger one. Okay, time's up. The one that's 18 by 24, and just doing a gigantic drawing with the bearded irises. Okay, now come down here. Yeah, it's making a mess. The important part is for it to go into areas where it wasn't high enough without overfilling it, because it's really kind of not even table. Now, I will not do another cutting board until I get the new thing I'm looking at to help with the flatness of the, make sure it's flat, make sure it's even flat. And thin right there. Now, let's see, a little bit right here, a little bit right here. Oh no, not right there. Visually on the eye. Let's take this under here. Okay, I think I cleaned up that where it spilled over. Get this here. I cleaned that part up. Okay, well, under there. Ooh, making a mess. Okay, I don't know if it's going to soak below, but that'll be okay. It'll just do what it does, and this is the last pour. And then after that, I'll do unmold it, and then off screen do some cleanup. But so this is that. My problem is that I've got too much resin left over. And I don't have 2 molds here. So I'm gonna have to move the table anyway. And reposition you. And I'm gonna go get a mold. I clean my hands with another wipey. Another mold. I just go pick one that I might have eyes in already. Hopefully they won't float away. Be right back. Okay, I thought I had eyes in something. I do. Oh, I don't. Okay. You get to see a treat. I did not have anything with eyes in it already. I gotta be careful. I dropped something on the floor. Okay, now move you back into place a little bit. But so I chose this mold here, and we're gonna fix it. First, we're gonna get some smaller ones. I'm gonna get my tweezers. Pliers out. Okay. Select small ones. Let's see. That one would do. Okay, so I got 2 here. And here. And I need 2 more. 1. And 2. And I might not need to bury it so deeply like I did the other. Okay, put that there. Scoot up. And now get the mold and locate the eyes. Okay, so the eyes are down on the bottom. There we go. You can see, move that off screen. The eyes are down there. And we will need the UV light for this part. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of UV resin in the eye area of these bunnies. And put this back on here. And then I'm going to Oh, I'm going to take this and make them that way because it can cut. I'm going to throw that part away and roll that in my hand. Pick this up. I need a different pair of pliers. These. There we go. Okay, trying to pick it up carefully. I guess I just need to plop it in there that way. Push it down. Get another one. Drop it on the floor. Not good. I have to get another one out and desperately look for the one so I don't step on it. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. I found that one. Get my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing, because I can't see. Yeah, I'll see if I can find that other one. I do not see it. I'll have to get another one out. Or maybe find it later. Okay. There. That's the same size as that other one. Switch these. Get it in there. Let it fall into my hand. Put that down there. Throw that part away. Switch again. Put this one into the bunny hole eye. Into the bunny eye. I gotta find the bunny eye. I don't want to go right. Wipe this off before I can. There that went. Okay, I'll wipe that off. Don't let it get light on it. Pick up this other one and repeat. And I'm going to throw UV resin on it to get them set. It's being tricky in my hand. Let's see. My hand. Throw that part away. Drop that there on the table. Move this out of my way. Last little eye to go in, and I'm going to put some UV light on it for about 5 minutes while I'm mixing some glitter into the epoxy resin. Since we use the UV resin to hopefully get the eyes set in place. Just don't want to pick up. It's running from me, running away. Please, where did you go? Oh. Well, I found that other one I dropped. But I still have one to find. Okay, we're gonna have to cut that one and not drop it. Here. Put that out of the way. I'm going to use this thing. Almost got it. I'm going to come in with some extra little on top. And UV resin light it. Okay. Got it facing the UV resin light now. And I'm going to put these out of the way. Those are my pliers. Okay, glitter, glitter, glitter. This came with my resin kit. And I don't normally go for glitter, but I tried a little bit of glitter with this cutting board. And I like the look of it. As long as I'm not getting glitter all over me, I'm okay. But I'm not really someone who likes to have a card that has glitter. Okay. Let's start mixing this. And let's pause. It needs something else. It needs a touch of a pink. Let's find a pink. There's a little bit of a pink. And put some pink in there. So I felt like it needed a little pink. The next shots I have, I think, are on the 13th of July or something like that. I'll have to look at my calendar to find out, but it's in July. Like 6 weeks away from when I last had it. Back on a Wednesday. Yoo-hoo. Yeah, I'm going to like that one. But we need to stir it really good. And make sure the bubbles can leave. Okay, that's been long enough. There. Maybe we'll do it 5 more minutes while we're stirring. On the safe side. There we go. Get it good and set because I don't want it to float away. And I don't know if this will fill up. I work on one at a time. Fill up the dinosaur first. Then the leftover can go into one of the bunnies. This is a really good mold to have as a backup. I wish I had the kind of mold that can make dominoes. So I saw one person using a domino mold that actually had some reflective light. I mean, I don't know, I can't think of the word to call it right now. But it looked cool. They did dark so it would show, but I'm wondering if you did light if it would show too. Okay, now we're gonna let that sit there for a little bit while this is finishing up with that. And I'm gonna make sure I'm cleaning my hands off. And in about 3 or 4 days, I'll unmold this thing. It needs to so long it needs to sit for. Move those out of my way now that I've finished with the epoxy resin. And so anyway, the toes I made white on this one with UV resin. Hello, Michelle, are you still on? Hey, and watching. Nice to see that you are watching, and I just looked up to check, and it's still not showing me how many people are online, but I see your comments. There's that. I can see the comment, but I don't know if you're still watching. Hopefully, I didn't just miss you when trying to get this fixed. But anyway, hello. I just see where it says life in the house with dog. Life in the dog house with Michelle is watching, and you said, "Hey, girl," and I finally see it, but I don't know if you came on and left. But anyway, hello. It looked like it flashed. So anyway, we're gonna pour from a higher distance to help remove bubbles. I'm gonna go slow, remembering my table's not level. That might be enough for the bunny, but I'm going to have to come here and drag some into the toes. I'm going to try to move it out of my way and get this part cleaned off. And oh, that might be enough for 2 bunnies. I don't know. Maybe it'll be enough for just have 1 bunny and a partial. Yeah, hopefully I don't step on the eye that I cut off and lost. Because I lost an eye. Plastic eye. I've seen other people use sticker eyes. I don't have that. But I have all these safety eyes from when I was doing crochet. And because of getting shots, I don't crochet anymore. So, get that off of there. So I just got to let this finish curing. And wait till that has got this UV resin set. It'll be going off in any minute now. There, timed it perfect. I don't know how. Okay, here we go. Coming out of distance. First this one. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. I just feel like it needed some squeezing. I'm going to do that one a little bit partial. And go in here and do another little squeeze, 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 squeeze. Make sure it's in the ears really good. Then I'm going to come at a higher distance and just slowly pour. You get less bubbles if you pour it from a height. And I'm not using a curing machine, but the leveling table thing is a heat curing machine in and of itself. but I might have to set up the other one for leftover resin. I might get both of them. Can't let Natalie see these. Back over to the dinosaur. Just a little top up. Oops. Oh well. I don't think you're going to see that very much. Okay, I'll clean this off, and hopefully, unfortunately, I think that I missed you, Michelle, that I didn't look up in time to see if you were online. You made a comment and left. At least this time I'm seeing the comments, but it's not showing me that anybody is still watching, so I'm going to move this and going to say, go ahead and take my gloves off, get these things in my hand, and take one glove off, put this in my other hand, take the other glove off. And I got the table now where I can actually at least reach the trash can. Get the trash can, throw the trash away, move this to where I can take it back and charge it. Just going to toss this behind me. Woo! Onto the bed because the bed's behind me. This is my bedroom. That's where my art table is. So this art table is what I'm using for this. Put the white in there too. This pink bunny is going to be gorgeous. But it'll show me how well this resin does. Now, that I should have cleaned that off first, shouldn't I? Oh well. That would be a good. You see my thing thinking that this will be a good watercolor color? Yeah, I might just do that. Leave that out. That's sticky now. I shouldn't have gotten rid of the thing so quickly. Put this thing away. I'm gonna have to buy more. I'm gonna have to buy eyes that are can stick on, like eyes that have a sticky on it rather than for this. So now do a little shovey shove. At least I had that, and now I'm finished, and I'm going to go ahead and say bye. And if you're watching the replay, leave a comment below and like my video, and help me promote the Tracy's Crafty Design Creations channel group, even though it's a small group, but so you might have to. I mean, it's a very peaceful group. We don't want anybody fussing at each other or doing the blame game or anything like that. And if you're someone that can be friends and you don't know about this group, and I'm posting this on YouTube, and you want to come to Facebook and check out this group, come to Facebook and submit to it, and hopefully we can all do things. And this is where I'm posting my craft videos. I don't know what I will be making next with this epoxy resin, but I'm going to work on 24 by 36 inch watercolor drawing, and you don't see it because you see the back side of the drawing board, and the watercolor is the one that's touching the table. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be working on next, unless I go back into the journal and do the daffodil page. And I have another page that I've sketched into the journal, and it's a winter scene. It inspired me watching a video on somebody on YouTube. So, yeah, there's a guy in I can't pronounce it, that likes to hike and climb, and he likes to do it in the winter, in the summertime, and year round, and he likes to ski, and he especially likes climbing to high groups. And that's where I got the inspiration for a scene where his little car is buried in the snow. It's the springtime snow. It's buried in the snow, and you see all kinds of tree branches and trees around the trail that he's heading back to his car in. He's not in the drawing, just the car, the tiny little car in the center. And his car was white, but I might add some color into it so there will be color in it at least. So I'm going to go ahead and say bye now, and and then I'm going to check on the comments and answer the comments, and then I'll be back for the final unmolding.